very much. Nice to be back. Nice to be here in Australia, because I am Australian. I know in some parts of the world they can't tell. They think you're New Zealand or South African. And I always say, look, it's so easy. You know, the accents are so different. You've just got to know what to listen for. You know, the Australian accent is quite nasal and annoying. And the New Zealand accent is more whiny and irritating. And the South African accent is evil. People often think I'm going to be Irish because I come out like Kitty Flanagan. Oh, she'll be that lovely Irish lass with a beautiful accent, you know. And then I open my mouth and people go, oh, nasal and annoying. What is that? But it's because I would like to be Irish because then you'd have the beautiful accent. They're hurdy. Oh, they've got words as well, bless them. But, you know, you can't actually write jokes about the Irish. I've tried, but it's impossible because in Ireland they're living the joke. You know, I went there and I was at the train station. I heard this announcement. The man came on the loudspeaker there and he said, "We regret to advise that the 1607 train to Drogheda is delayed by approximately 7 minutes. This is due to the late arrival of the train." And you know he's just enjoying making the words go big, isn't he? Would you look at that? I talk in there, it comes out there big. Oh, that's great. It's fantastic. Fantastic. I'll tell you what, though, they're very proud in Belfast. Don't mess with them. Very proud people. They've got an exhibition, permanent exhibition in Belfast called Celebrating the Titanic, made in Belfast. And when I saw that, I thought, they don't know. I'm going to have to tell them. I went in, I said, "I'm sorry, there's been an accident." But they explained to me, they said, no, they do count it as one of their biggest successes. They do, because by all accounts, that boat was full of English people, so... I do have one travel tip for you, because I tell you, the best place I've been, right, France, right, got to go to Paris, and very exciting, went there, and I was a bit intimidated because of the whole language thing. I'm not stupid, like I've studied, I am a languagist, in fact. And, hey, don't laugh at me, laugh with me. I know I was making a mistake, I know the word's linguologist. And the thing is, right, don't be intimidated by their fancy pants language, just have a go at speaking French. Okay, because there's nothing the French enjoy more than you having a bit of a bash at their language. They love it. I like to get over there and give them a bit of bonjour. Bonjour, madame. Je would like une bottle of wine. S'il vous plaît. And I swear to you, the woman, she just looked at me and she went, "Why don't you get out of my shop? You're being stupid." And I went, oh my God, I understood French. So easy. But this is what I discovered about the French, right? Get this. They don't have a word in their whole language for apes. I know. It's okay. That's how I was too when I found out. But the thing is, right, what they do is they use the same word for monkeys that they use for apes. They say, the monkey, le singe, the ape. Oh, I'm too tired to make up any more words. Le singe again. That's it, right? One word for two things, which you can't do, because my favourite film is Planet of the Apes. And that's not the funny bit. And in this film, right, Marky Mark, because I like the classic. In this film, Marky Mark is walking along, and he goes, I can't believe the planet's being taken over by monkeys. And the big gorilla goes, "Rah! Monkeys? How dare you call us monkeys? We're apes, not monkeys. There's a big difference between apes and monkeys. Rah!" Now, you see, we all watch that and we go, well, yes, that is a very good point. But when the French watch that, and I have seen Le Planète des Singes, it looks like this. I can't believe the planet's being taken over by singe. Roar! Singe? How dare you call us singe? We are singe, not singe. There's a big difference between a singe and a singe. What's incredible is that the French actually still watch that and go, yes, that's a very good point. I am actually living in London, which is wonderful. It's cheap and friendly, and I can't get enough. I'm in a share house with 5 other people, which I think is where you want to be at 35. Yeah. It's really good, though, because I like students. They're good people, aren't they? They're a bit like monkeys. I always think, they're a little bit hairy, and you can teach them stuff, and there's always the danger they could throw poo, which is good. I do envy them, though. It's so great being in your 20s and stuff. So easy to meet people, and, if you want to have sex, you just go to a party and meet someone. You get to mid-30s, you start going, oh, I don't know, maybe I should walk down that dark alley looking vulnerable. I do think I've left it too late to have kids, which is a bit of a concern. I think you should have kids when you're young. Like 15 is when you should have... seriously, 15, come on. Teen mums are good. Teen mums are great. They're fast, they're quick, they're dexterous. They know how to move. I've seen them on the streets. They can suck on a cigarette, sip on a beer, and smack a kid across the back of the head, all in one fluid movement, They're out on the streets like ninjas, aren't they? It's great. Whereas if you wait until you're 35 or something to have a kid, it's too late. You've had too much time to think about it, and you've sat around reading all the books on it, and you've had debates with your friends where they sit there going, oh, to smack or not to smack? I don't know. Oh, what a dilemma. Oh. Teen mum just goes, oh, to smack or shake. Oh. I don't know. What will leave less evidence? Because the thing is, right, I saw this little kid 3 years old, just drew on the wall with a crayon. I just drew on the wall with a crayon. And the mum, she was a mature mum, about 35. Hi, how are you? Yeah, left parenting a little later in life, but really enjoying it. Yeah. So rewarding. The great thing is we've got the house, we've got the white furniture, the white carpet. Time to bring a child into that environment. Super, yeah. And look at your body. Look at how it just springs back to a pile of shit. Yeah. Oh, super. Just wear your pants a bit higher, under the bosom, just tuck it all in. Oh, super. She watches her kid draw on the wall with a crayon, right? She comes over with bleach in one hand, a sponge in the other, and she says, Sarah, sweetheart, did you do this? Did you do this? I'm standing there going, yes, you fucking did. I saw her. Go, Sarah, did you do this? Did you do this, sweetheart? Psst, psst, psst. There we go. That's better, isn't it? There we go. That's better, isn't it? I mean, I would be the same. I would come over with bleach and a sponge as well, and I would say, Sarah, sweetheart, did you know your name's actually pronounced Sarah? But your mum's pretentious. Now, did you do this? Did you do this? Did you? Psst, psst, psst. Bit of jiff in the eye. Because that's a lesson, isn't it? See, they're not going to do that again in a hurry, are they? Because they'll be blind. Yeah. Just before I go, I do want to just make sure that people don't think I'm against children. I'm not. Love children. I'm slightly against mothers. I will admit that. Just a little bit. Once they have a child, they can't talk properly anymore. They develop this weird voice where they talk like a mummy. You can have a normal conversation with your friend, and then they get this. Meow, meow. They go, excuse me, I'm just going to deal with this. Jordan, no. Mummy says no. Mummy's talking with the grown-ups now, isn't she? She's talking with the big people, that's right. So listening, ears on, listening. Mummy talking, Jordan listening, thank you. Mummy wants you to go and play with the little people. Go and play with Tuscany and Aspidistra. And please, will you stop picking on Sarah? She's visually impaired. Give her the crayon. Just leave it at that, will they? They always have to look back at you and say, see, if you just explain it to them clearly, they understand you and they respect you. And I go, yeah. Because I'm always looking at the 3-year-old, and the 3-year-old's always looking back up at Mum like this. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, bang on, Mum, you're right. Yeah, I was rude. No, fair cop, I was out of line. Look, I'll tell you what, I'll hang back. I'll play with the little people. And when I see you finish talking, not a minute before, I'll just slide back in and ask for your attention then. Because, hey, Mum, I understand what you're saying. And I respect you for it. And fuck knows I don't want any more bleach in the eye from your friend. Thank you very much.
I want to start the show off by saying I love Melbourne. I just want to say that right now. I love this city. Wow, I love it. Man, is my nose brown? Actually, I was doing a show and a guy came up to me after and said, hey, you want to go hunting? Never gone hunting? I said, sure, let's do it. Right, but then I did ask the 2 important questions. What are we hunting? And will I have a gun? So we went hunting, and I got into it. I went to this shop and bought all the stuff I needed. Got waterproof boots and camouflage pants, camouflage jacket, with the mosquito net. I was woodland ninja. I was ready to just mix in with the environment. And I get there, and the guy says, all right, you ready? And gives me a big orange vest to put on. I said, why do I have to wear this big orange vest? He said, well, for 2 reasons. 1, so other hunters can see you. And we're hunting deer, so the second reason is deer can't see orange. Now, I'm going to let that marinate for a minute. Because when he said it to me, the bullshit alarm went off in my head. I found out later what he should have said was deer are colorblind. That I could have understood, but he didn't say that. He said deer can't see orange. Which makes you wonder, how the hell do you find that out? What are you doing, throwing tangerine at deer? Hey, Carl, get in here. You ain't gonna believe this. Apparently, he sees the limes, but he don't see the tangerines. But that whole experience was pretty cool. I was out bonding with guys, drinking, farting. Yeah, I've come to the conclusion, women don't like each other. On the whole, they just really don't like each other. Really. You ever go to the mall with a woman and go, hey, isn't that Sarah, your friend? Oh, I can't stand Sarah. She gets on my damn nerve. Oh, she's coming this way. Hey, girl, how you doing, baby? Hi. Guys don't do that. Hey, isn't that Bob, your friend? I can't stand Bob. He's coming this way. Keep walking, asshole. All right, punk, keep moving. Because guys are like that. And guys can bond easily, very easily. I can go to a bar, see a guy at the bar. Hey, how you doing? We like the same football team, like the same brand of beer. We're buddies. Buy him 2 beers, we're brothers. 5 beers, he'll take a bullet for me. I'm noticing this. As I get older, there are certain things I can't tolerate anymore. At all. Just get older. Like when people get drunk, act like an idiot, then they wake up the next morning and blame it on the alcohol. It's not the alcohol, you're an idiot. Because alcohol, it just lowers your inhibitions. It doesn't give you a whole new personality. No one's ever gonna walk up to me and go, hey, Louis, you were drinking last night, weren't you? Oh, yeah. Oh, I was trashed. Yeah, I was trashed last night. You slept with Frank. Excuse me? Yeah, we were all drinking, and you started drinking, you grabbed Frank, you went in the back, and bang, you guys were going at it. Really? Because you must be mistaken, because I'm not gay, and I don't find men attractive. Oh, was I drinking tequila? Yeah, that was me, all right, then. Every time I get tequila in me, I get a little wacky. Next thing you know, I'm in the parking lot giving guys Hummers. Yeah, that's me. Yeah, that's me and tequila. Yeah. Was I drinking any rum? I was? Oh, I better check my trunk for a dead hooker. You guys have been fantastic. My name's Louis Ramey.
much. Very temperate welcome. No, seriously, actually, I prefer that sort of welcome, actually. Yeah. Some crowds you come out to, they get rather hysterical. There's whooping. I don't like whooping. It's not the Jerry Springer show, is it? There's nothing here to compete with the visceral thrill of watching two grossly overweight women charging at each other like rutting rhinos. As they've discovered their brother is cheating on both of them, or whatever it is. Mine are more modest pleasures, more the sort of grim smile you might allow yourself when you see that somebody's milk has begun to leak in their shopping. So... One other thing I should sort out as well by now, a few people are usually thinking this is all very well, but where are his eyes? I'll take that as a yes. I do have eyes. There we are. Can open it up. Thank you. You're too kind, really. Round of applause for having eyes. Makes it seem like some sort of Victorian freak show, really, doesn't it? They are fully functioning eyes, and I'd heard most of the insults by the time I was about 8 years old, I think. Piggy little eyes, eyes like piss holes in the snow. Seen bigger eyes on a potato. Mother could be very cruel. Still, she's in a home now. Somewhere. At least I assume she's still there. The direct debit is still going through. So, I check my statements once a month. What else can you do? One day there'll be a refund, I suppose, and that'll be that. No point in getting sentimental about it, is there? I was talking to an old neighbour of mine the other day, quite an amusing chap. Stan, his name is, old Stan. He can't get out much now. He's 86 years old. He's an old fella, can't get out. But he has his hobbies. He's a keen racist. Refers to a family a couple of doors down from us as the Darkies, which is embarrassing, obviously, especially considering they're Welsh. We were talking about the events of the last year in Iraq, and I was saying I thought the Americans have been a bit trigger-happy and we've been a little bit too quick to follow them in. Stan has a fairly simple foreign policy. Bomb the Darkies. Very dubious about that whole business with the war. The weapons of mass destruction still seem very elusive. We'll never know for sure. I must say, I would have thought if Saddam Hussein did have weapons of mass destruction, you would think a war would be the perfect opportunity to use them. I always felt that point was glossed over somewhat, and especially a war with America. I mean, what else are you waiting for? Is it a bit like the best China? You never know quite when to get it out. Oh, America are coming to war. Shall we use the weapons of mass? No, let's save them for a special occasion. Certainly Hans Blix couldn't find any. He was out there for years, couldn't find a sausage. Well, Muslim country, probably quite difficult to find a sausage, I suppose. Felt very sorry for Hans Blix, though, because, it was a very high-profile attempt. He was the head of the UN Weapons Inspection Team, I'm sure you remember, and a difficult job at the best of times. It must have been made more so for him by the fact that he's a man called Hans who's looking for arms. That must just be embarrassing, mustn't it? We're going to the Imperial Palace in Baghdad. Hello, I am Hans. Where are the arms? Thank you very much for listening, Melvin. You've been delightful. I've been saying that. Thank you.
Hello, pleasure to be on the World Comedy Tour with so many different accents and languages. I was in Paris last year. Oh yeah, I was in France. I took the train from London. It was that one that goes under the Channel Tunnel and then arrives in France. And as we arrived in France, this mobile phone went off, and I just heard this woman answer and just go, "Hello." He goes, "Hello, Susan. Yes, we've just arrived in France. It was gorgeous, beautiful, magnificent." Yes, if you could tell Nigel back at the office to send the pack through by 7, that'd be splendid. Okay, ciao. Oh. Actually, she probably didn't hang up. Ciao. Oh, beep. Oh. It occurred to me that half the people on that train don't speak English as a first language. Half the people on that train were hearing a totally foreign language. For the first time in my life, I wondered what it must sound like to hear English spoken when you don't speak it. Because I can't speak French. If I was trying to speak French, I'd just make French noises. There'd be a French person talking on the train, I'd be looking and going, oh, the phone went off and this woman went, qu'est-ce que maman ça maman? Qu'est-ce que maman c'est bleu? I don't know what that last bit was. I really hope French people do that. I'd love to think there are French people on that train who went home to their families and went, I was on the train today, this mobile phone went off. All I heard was this English woman saying, yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. And you know what? I've realised where I get this habit from, of making noises of a language and then dropping in an occasional word I understand. The Swedish chef from The Muppet Show. At which point I have to stop because most people turn to the person next to them and do their own Swedish chef impersonation, which only has in it the words hurdy-gurdy. Hurdy-gurdy, hurdy-gurdy. I thought that's how Swedish people spoke. I was shattered the first time I saw the Olympics when I learnt that the Swedish national anthem doesn't go Ye borsken den hörn mitt i, ye borsken hörn binden hörn burk burk burk. It must have been the weirdest show to watch on television in Sweden. Because they actually had The Muppet Show in Sweden, but in English with Swedish subtitles. And they speak English. They would have understood every word. As we're watching there, as Kermit the Frog pops up, welcome to The Muppet Show, and now it's time for the Swedish chef. And they would have been, oh, Hans, Lars, come quickly. The funny man will be speaking Swedish. What the hurdy-gurdy is he saying? I was talking one night to a Swedish woman. I said, was that really weird, growing up in Sweden watching that show? She said, no, in Sweden, we called him the Norwegian chef. Which means that there would have been Swedish people on holidays going over to Norway and just going, oh, looking at Norwegian people go, oh, hurdy-gurdy, hurdy-gurdy. And the Norwegian people would have looked at each other and gone, oh my God, they actually speak like that. I don't know what an Aussie chef would have sounded like on a European version of The Muppet Show. Just some guy going, sausages. See, I like Russell Crowe, because no matter where Russell Crowe is in the world, he will start every speech with the same words. G'day, folks. Love that. It can be the British Academy Film Television Awards. And now here's our next speaker, Russell Crowe. G'day, folks. How you going? Or Hollywood's best when it's like the Oscars and everyone's, oh, it's great to be here. You know, Oscar to me. And, g'day, folks, I'm Russell Crowe. How the fuck are you? And that's hard to do in Los Angeles. I was there in January. I was there for a week. Even the automatic teller machines are wanky. I'm serious. You know, you go and normally you get your money out and you'll come and it says at the end of it, would you like another transaction? And normally your options are yes or no, right? Without a word of a lie. In LA, I went, beep, money came out, so would you like another transaction? My options were no thanks or sure. Oh, we have to have Australian versions of that. I want to be taking out money at 2 in the morning and it just goes, and so, would you like another transaction? And my options are, oh yeah, or get fucked. It's a pleasure to be here. I am off around the world in a sec, back to England, and I know what's going to happen through security. They're going to get freaked out. Whenever I go through security, people get freaked out since September 11, because I've got an artificial foot. My right foot's artificial. And you can never tell people that when you're a comedian and have them believe you. If I'm at a party with a group of people, oh, I've got an artificial foot, they go, oh, he's going to tell a joke. Yeah, no, really, it's artificial. Oh, it's going to be a good one. Oh. You show them, they go, oh, fuck, sorry. I went through Heathrow Airport 4 days after the September 11 attacks. In amongst all the fear and terror surrounding September 11, the reaction to my foot was hilarious. Because I walked through, the metal detector's gone, beep, 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 beep. Right, come over here, put your arms out, and they started to pad me down. Right. I'm standing there and the security guys go, right, what's going on down there? And all I said to the guy was, oh, it's an artificial foot. And he just went, oh, geez, go through, mate. No, just go through. And I'm thinking, well, check, there could be a knife. No, just go, buddy. I don't care if the plane goes down. I don't want to offend a spastic. Just go, for God's sake. I used to be a tennis coach. Kids would turn up on the first day and just go, "Hi, what happened to your foot?" One of the best conversations I ever heard. I was on the beach when I was about 20, and you can imagine the fun I have at the beach with an artificial foot. Seriously, if I can find a bottle of tomato sauce, I've got the place to myself. You know what? The Americans watching won't get that joke, but fuck them. Learn. Now... we know what a sidewalk is. Now... I'm so not getting a job in America. I was at a party once with a group of people and said, "I've got an artificial foot." And this woman went, "Can you still have sex?" I went, "Yeah. What does your boyfriend do?" Or does he have a run-up? The guy next to me went, "So, do you take it off to have sex?" It always gets a bit of a laugh and then it stops. Because I reckon everyone goes, "Huh, do you?" The answer is yes, I do. But there is no sexy way to remove a leg. I can't do a strip across the room, lower the lights, unbutton a shirt, play some music. Ba-na-na, ba-na-na, bam, 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 ba-na. And you know, I've only ever been heckled twice when talking about my foot. The best heckles I've ever received. One was in Edinburgh. 2 o'clock in the morning, I walked out on stage to compare this show. This guy's leaning on the front with a pint of beer in his hand. I just went, "Hi, I'm Adam," and he just went, "You're shite." Jeez, give me a chance to prove it. I'm from Australia. Australia's shite. Everything I said for 10 minutes, "That's shite, you're all shite, shite, shite." 10 minutes in, I said, "Oh, by the way, I've got an artificial foot," and he went, "Oh, shite." Got up on stage, took the mic and went, "No, give him a round of applause. That's brave, that is." But without a word of a lie, the best heckle I've ever received about my foot was in London about 1.5 years ago. I was chatting away on stage and I said, after about 10 minutes, I went, "Oh, by the way, I've got an artificial foot." This guy 3 rows back, who was an Aussie, just went, "Has it got a piercing?" The whole room went, "What?" He went, "Has it got a piercing?" "No, why?" And he went, "Mine has," and pulled off an artificial ear. And held it up above his head. And the whole room going, "Ah!" And I said, "Mate, that's amazing. Can I ask how you lost it?" And he went, "What?" He put the ear back on, so I have to ask, "How did you lose the ear?" And he went, "Crocodile." I went, "Really?" And he went, "You idiot." I said, "Mate, I can't go on. I have to find out, how did you lose the ear?" And this is what he said. He said, "Well, put it this way. You know when your mum and dad tell you not to stick your head out of the car window? Don't do it." And everyone went deadly quiet except for this one little Northern English guy at the back of the room who just paused and went, "Your mum and dad cut your ear off as punishment." Listen, you've been absolutely brilliant to talk to. Thanks, Australia. See you later.
Hey everyone, how are you? Good? Wow, you responded. How did you know to do that? So you have that queer eye for the straight guy show. My favorite guy on that show, the grooming guy. He always acts shocked when these guys don't use the right products. He'll be like, "Oh my God, I can't believe it. You're a 50-year-old taxi driver from the Bronx, and you don't use chamomile antioxidant? Under eye wrinkle reduction jelly? I am flabbergasted." I saw this show about sperm bank babies who are trying to find their biological fathers. And now the sperm banks are actually hooking these people up with an audio cassette message from the father. I wonder what the typical message is. Hi, Tommy, this is your dad. Stop looking for me. I never wanted a family. I wanted $50. I'd love to keep on a chit-chatting, but I still have about another 1,000 cassettes to make. You guys watch MTV here, huh? Yeah? You gotta have cable. Not everyone has cable here in Australia. I don't see why you would have cable in Australia. I mean, without cable, you get a full 2 channels. MTV has this great show, Cribs. Rock stars showing off their houses. They had this guy from the band Third Eye Blind. He's walking around his apartment. He picks up a guitar. He goes, oh, this is my favorite guitar. With this guitar, the songs write themselves. Yeah, blame the guitar. You got the Body Shop here in Australia. I love the Body Shop. They should call that place Last Minute Thoughtless Gift Warehouse. You can be asleep and shop there. You're like, all right, what I got? Pineapple bath gel. Let's see, my sister eats pineapple. She bathes. Boom. Nice bottle, no need to buy wrapping paper. Total shopping time, 9 seconds. No death penalty here, huh? I'm not sure why that was funny. I guess y'all want the death penalty. I got roped into a conversation about the death penalty. This guy's like, we gotta have the death penalty 'cause prisons are like hotels. All right, you got me. How are they like hotels? 'Cause they got the color TVs in prison. Oh, just like they do in hotels. Excellent argument. They have to have color TVs in prison, people. Do you know how hard it is to find a black and white set these days? I don't want my tax dollars being spent to send prison officials roaming from yard sale to yard sale, from pawn shop to pawn shop, looking for an old Zenith to torture these guys with. And I've never been to prison, but I've stayed at a lot of hotels. And from what I understand, the big difference, in prison, you get a much more severe wake-up call. Thanks a lot, folks. Have a good evening. See you.
Hello, the world. We're Flight of the Conchords. We're very popular in New Zealand, mainly.
Yeah. This first song we're going to do, we worked on when we went time tripping.
If you don't know what that is, that's when you take this little acid tab that makes you go back in time.
Time travelling acid.
Special. It's quite a specific kind of drug.
Yeah, it has a little picture of a TARDIS on it, and a good trip. You go, early 60s. Not such a good trip. You can end up in 83 or 84. So, the trip that we went on, we ended up in early 70s and went to a party, and David Bowie was there. Yeah, it's pretty exciting. And I was like, check out this nasty riff, this manky lick, this stinky chop. And he was quite impressed.
Yeah, I wasn't actually in on that situation. Somehow I got into the bathroom and hung out in the bathroom most of the party. I was with the old Tina Turner, who was time tripping, and the young Tina Turner, and the old time tripping Tina Turner was trying to tell the young Tina Turner to leave Ike Turner. It's quite a bad situation. I couldn't really get myself out of it, and she was crying, and and everything, and she was going, "What should I do, Jermaine?" That's me. She was going, "What should I do?" And I was going, "Oh, I'm not really supposed to alter the course of history. But, you know, if it's really that bad, I think you should leave him." And she goes, "Oh, but I love him." And I wanted to go, "What's love got to do with it?" But I didn't. Is that it? But sometimes in those situations, sometimes it's just not appropriate to joke, and I think that's one of those times.
Anyway, we came back to the present day, and well, I had listened to some Bowie records, and it turned out he was, you know, he'd basically ripped off some of my nasty licks. Yeah.
Though, to be fair to David Bowie, you were playing him his own songs,
yeah,
before he had written them.
So
it's a bit chicken-eggy.
It's very
chicken
chicken-eggy.
eggy, that one.
To be fair, I had an easy-to-play Bowie book, and I gave that to him. That's how he wrote a lot of the easier-to-play songs.
Bowie's in space. Bowie's in space. What you doing out there, man? That's pretty freaky, Bowie. I hear that space is a pretty freaky place. Doesn't it get very cold out in space, Bowie? Do you need my jumper, Bowie? Does the space count make your nipples go all pointy? And do you use your pointed nipples as telescopic antenna transmitting data back to Earth? Data back to Earth. I bet you do, you freaky old bastard, yeah. Do you have one really funky sequin spacesuit, Bowie? Or do you have several changes? Do they smoke the grass up there in space, man? Ooh, or do they smoke AstroTurf? Ooh, I'm smoking up the AstroTurf. Ooh, it's such an artificial high. Ooh. Receiving transmission from David Bowie's nipple antennae. And do you read me, Lieutenant Bowie? This is Bowie to Bowie. Do you hear me out there, man? This is Bowie back to Bowie. I read you loud and clear, man. Oh yeah, man. Your signal's weak on my radar screen. How far out are you, man? Well, I'm pretty far out. That's pretty far out, man. I'm orbiting Pluto. I'm drawn in by its gravitational pull. I'm jamming out with the McJuggernauts. Oh, and they think it's pretty cool, man. No. Are you okay, Bowie? What was that sound? I don't know, man. I have to turn my ship around. Oh, it's the craziest thing. Yeah, I'm picking it up on my LSD screen. Oh, but can you see the stratosphere ringing to the choir of McJuggernauts singing? Bowie's in space, such a faces on booger. Bowie's in space. Bowie's in space. Bowie's in.
Thank you. This next song is one of our more sort of gangster folk jams.
Yeah, it's still folk, but it's just a bit more hip-hop influenced. Our name's changed. Jermaine is now the hip-hop-opotamus, and I herald as the rhinoceros.
This is hip-hop-opotamus versus rhinoceros.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Yep. Yep. Now that sounds good. Okay. Yeah, well, I'll call you on Tuesday. All right, okay, love you. They call me the rhinoceros, not because I'm fat, not because I got birds on my back, but because I'm horny. I'm horny. When I'm on the mic, I'm like a woman, you can't ignore me. In the bedroom, I'm the gentleman, the ladies come before me. Check the yellow pages, I'm a registered rhinocologist. Now I'm passing over the mic to the hip-hop-opotamus.
They call me the hip-hop-opotamus. My lyrics are bottomless.
Sometimes my rhymes are obscene, describing a smutty pornographic scene that's R18. They're so filthy, I feel guilty. I have to rinse my mouth out with Listerine. Like when I rap about those bitches smothered in margarine. Ha 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 ha, ha ha, ha ha.
I don't know. You go.
They call me the hip-hop-opotamus because I got lyrics flowing and glowing like phosphorus popping off of the top of this esophagus. It's not because I'm a water-dwelling mammal from Africa that's moved to the metropolis and be taught how to break dance. Where did you get that preposterous hypothesis? Did Steve tell you that?
Some other rappers dismay, say my rhymes are sissy.
What? Why?
Why?
Be more specific when you're criticizing my friend.
What? Cause I rap about reality. Like me and my grandma having a cup of tea. There ain't no party like my Nana's tea party. Hi, ho. Freestyle, hip-hop-opotamus.
I'm freestyling hip-hop-opotamus style. I'm just freestyling, it's just coming off the dome. Coming off my dome, I got mad words popping and glopping and popping and slopping or just whatever comes into my head. I haven't even pre-written this, I'm just freestyling. It's just like, I went to the doctor and I got a rash. My rhymes are so potent that in the small segment I made all of the ladies there at table 4 pregnant. Yeah, that's right, sometimes my lyrics are sexist, but you lovely bitches and hoes should know I'm trying to correct this.
I got the fuzz trying to get me doing time for committing the perfect rhyme. My face is on rhyme watching all that crap. They're accusing me of attempted rap. Help me, rhinoceros, he's rapping me. Folk music. When I say ooh, you say ah, oh, oh. When I say ooh, you say la la, oh, oh. When I say E, you touch Jermaine's ding-a-ling. You touch his ding-a-ling, ding-ding-ding-a-ling, E.
Just lightly. Just brush it.
Okay, all the ladies go, ooh. Okay, all the ladies go, ooh, fly to the Conchords, you're so big. Fly to the Conchords, you're so big. Okay, all the ladies go, oh, fly to the Conchords, you're so horny.
Yeah, that's right. How did you know?
We're horny.
How did you know? Well, thanks very much.
Thanks for Fly to the Conchords.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Hello. Sorry, I should make the effort. I'm in your country. G'day. You see, I'm a linguist. I am actually. I'm learning French at the moment because my wife's French. We have a rule in our house: 1 week we speak English, next week speak French. This is French week. I haven't actually spoken to her since last Sunday, to be honest with you, because I can't. I have to learn now. We've got a little boy, a little 3-year-old boy. My son's very French. I mean that in a good way. What I mean is when he wakes up in the middle of the night, he's not screaming or crying, he just wakes up and goes... looks at me with contempt. So I'm trying to improve myself, I'm trying to get fit as well this year, and to be honest with you, I can't be arsed. I'm a watcher, I'm not a doer. I love watching sport. I'm one of the few people who watched the World Athletics Championships in Paris last year. Did anybody watch that? No? No, fair enough. It wasn't very popular in our country either, to be honest with you. All those winners and that, we don't really like that kind of thing. Just people showing off. There was the usual drug shot, Dwayne Chambers, international drugs cheat. He's not, by the way. I'll tell you why. Drugs cheats win. He came 5th. How British is that? What was he on? Paracetamol? See, he missed a trick. Apparently, in international athletics, you can take whatever drug you like as long as you can prove you've got a hereditary illness. He should have just gone to the tribunal and gone, yep, I took the drugs. For generations, my family's been shit at running. I'm not an expert on drugs. If you take drugs, that's up to you. Or, you know, if you take ecstasy, I know why. It's because you want to be ecstatic. I'm English. That doesn't suit my lifestyle. I'd take a drug called Moody. I'd drop the odd tab of mild disappointment. I'd be quite happy with that. I'd be in a club. They say, is he in all right? Yeah, he's off his tits on profound dissatisfaction. We live in a dangerous world. Don't make it more dangerous for yourselves. The one that confuses me, head-on jet ski collisions. Yeah, it's not well-worn comedy territory, this one, but bear with me. If you're jet skiing down a forest stream, fair enough, there's nowhere to turn off. You may have a head-on jet ski collision. But most jet ski collisions take place on the sea. You know, big blue wobbly thing. Can see all the way to the horizon. Nobody's coming round the corner and surprising you, are they? Well, I was jet skiing down the Straits of Gibraltar. This bloke must have been whizzing down the Atlantic Ocean. Turned left to the Gulf of Cadiz. He cut me up, didn't he? It's a mad world. It's a mad world we live in. And it's hard bringing up a child in a mad world, you know? It's hard bringing up a child when you realise you really can't stand kids. We got any parents in? Yeah, it's a miserable experience, isn't it? Because they feed you such lies. They say things like the magic of childbirth. It's not magic, it's rubbish. It's magic the same way David Copperfield is magic, you know? Just goes on for hours, there's bad hair, and you feel like you've been conned at the end of it. The whole delivery thing for us was 15 hours of pain, misery, and resentment. It was horrible. It was horrible. I say us. Me, she was lying down for most of it. She had the easy job. It's expensive being a parent, isn't it? Don't you think? It's expensive. If you're going to become a parent, my advice is adopt. Adopt from the third world. They don't eat as much, they can make their own clothes financially. Just raising issues, Australia. Don't get me wrong, I love my son. I love my son dearly. It's just the day I flew out here, he woke me up by smashing a toy truck in my face. Right, the little sod, you see. And he's only 3. He doesn't realise that I bear grudges. Smacking's too temporary, isn't it? Don't you think? There's no long-lasting effect with a smack. I'm storing up a series of humiliations for him later on. I'm going to make him wear shorts on his first day at secondary school. Pick him up from his first date wearing a dressing gown that just flaps over. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. I've been here well.
Thank you. It's great to be here. Thanks for having me. Hope you like the way I'm dressed. It's not easy for me. I don't have 5 gay men coming to my house to help me every night. I have to do it myself, so I've chosen this shirt that looks like it's got dandruff all over it, so... It's great to be here, though. People are often having a go at my appearance, though, mate, and I'm not happy about it. Why don't they mind their own business? People having a go at my teeth all the time. Your teeth are crooked, why don't you get them fixed? Or maybe I like having them crooked. Maybe it's exciting to have crooked teeth. It is exciting. Whenever I bite into a pie, I never know which bit I'm going to get. Very exciting. I actually got one of my front teeth snapped out in a football game about 10 years ago, playing the amateurs, yeah. We were getting beaten by 15 goals and the guy decided that wasn't enough for him. He needed to see my tooth on the ground as well. And it was devastating to lose that front tooth because at the time I was completely broke I went to the dentist and he said, it's going to cost $3,000. I said, what? Can you do it cheaper? And he said, I can put a temporary cap in there for $80. That'll last 6 months. That was 10 years ago. Who's getting their value? No, don't worry about the clap. Either all or no one. No one. I didn't have much money at the time 10 years ago. This is what I was doing for a living. I was trying to make a living walking around selling handheld sewing machines to people who clearly did not want them. I would walk around shopping centres and just offer them to people, and my attitude was really starting to get bad after a little while. I remember one woman said, what am I going to do with that? What do I need that for? I said, when you get your donuts and you go to sit in the food court and your fat ass splits your pants... This'll help you out? I didn't get a sale that day, no. It's tough, though. It's not easy. Living, is it? It's not an easy thing. Football's a tough game, though, isn't it? It's tough, apparently, yeah. But a lot of the footballers are getting in trouble off the field and they need to be educated. Fair enough. I don't think they're the only section of society that needs to be educated, though. There's another section that need to know that no means no. I'm talking about the squeegee guys at the lights. When I'm sitting in my car, I go, no! I said no! $2 for that! It wasn't even dirty. Why you got the bucket of water? Why don't you give yourself a wash? It's great being here, though. People often think I'm drunk, which is not good. So I'm not drunk. I just look drunk. Something to do with me swaying back and forth. Some weird look I've got in my eye. And the fact that I talk a lot of shit. I've never even had a party drug. Have you had party drugs? Tonight, you on the party drugs? You are, aren't you? It's all about the party drugs. You've got to be on the GBH. I don't know if you know about the GBH. Everyone's on it. Apparently put 10 people in a coma at a dance party the other night. They're in a coma, 10 of them. There's the party. Look at them on the floor. Everyone else is jealous, going, look at the good time they're having. And everyone was upset, and they were blaming the drug. It's called GBH, grievous bodily harm. It's only doing its job. And seriously, being in a coma at the end of a night, that's not all negative. There's positives there. It saves you from a late-night kebab. Many nights I would have wished to be in a coma rather than have that kebab. You know, the one you have late at night and you wake up the next morning thinking, hang on, I am a kebab. Don't get me wrong, though, I like kebabs. They're honest. With the kebab, you know you don't know what you're getting. I appreciate that about a kebab. But McDonald's, I'm not happy with McDonald's. Not happy. What's this new taste menu? It's all so new. They've just come out with water. That's new, McDonald's. They're nuts, McDonald's. What about the Salads Plus? Have you had the Salads Plus menu, mate? Have you had it? You haven't. No, you haven't. You don't look like you wouldn't have. Seriously, I'm not having it. I'm not going to McDonald's to eat salads. It's like going to a Club-X shop and reading the Bible, you know? I prefer KFC in the way they're going. They're not worrying about health. They're going the other way. They're putting as much shit in a plastic bag as you can carry. You want 6 twisters, you want 8 fillet burgers, you want 50 pieces of chicken, have some chips, have mashies. We don't even know what they are. Eat it all. You're not going to get a root anyway. I love KFC, but for me, it's a little bit like porn, you know? It's great while you're doing it, but afterwards you feel dirty. And your hands are sticky. Whatever. Got a great-looking audience. Appreciate that. How are you girls going? How are you? Have you got a boyfriend? No, you haven't. How old are you? 18. Oh, tick, tick, tick. Seriously, no, that's a joke. You'll get a boyfriend, but you're hot. Look at you. Single, guys. Have a crack. There's too many single women around. It's crazy. Seriously, are you using the text message? Is that coming handy in your dating? Are you getting text messages off guys? Do you get some off guys? Yeah, and sometimes do you not reply? Just to annoy them? I hate it when I was single. I was text messaging girls. I was, to go out on dates, Go on dates. That's American, isn't it? I mean, when I was trying to root girls. Seriously, though, but you'd get on the text message and then you'd send a text message to the girl and you wouldn't get anything back. I'd freak out. Is the system down? Did a message hit the bird on the way? Why hasn't she got back to me? Should I send her another message? Does that make me look like a stalker? Or should I just drive round there? I mean, I've had the odd one-night stand in my time. Yeah, it's exciting having a one-night stand. Often I didn't know it was a one-night stand. Often my performance meant that it was only a one-night stand. I had one night, I was excited. I was meeting a girl. It was, it was great. I thought it was great, yeah. The thing was, it was a Friday night, and I had to sleep in the next morning, so I was pretty keen on the sleeping too, thinking, what a great night. But it was late at night, and she said, can you drive me somewhere at 6 o'clock in the morning? I said, can I drive you there now? She said, if I leave now, I'm going to feel like a hooker. I said, would $100 ease the pain? We got any couples in? Are you guys a couple? No, you're not? No? You're not a couple? Are you single? Are you single? Why aren't you a couple? This reminds me, I had a couple of people in my front row of a gig I did a while back, and I was at them for ages. They were both single, and I'm going, why don't you just get together? You're both hot, pash now. And I got the whole crowd to yell out, pash, pash, pash. And then one of them just piped up, we're brother and sister. Are you guys a couple? How long are you married? How long have you been married? 5 weeks. It's beautiful. How long have you got to go? Who knows? Have you got kids? No, they're not just for Christmas, are they? Is she asking about them, mate? Not yet. My girlfriend, I've got a girlfriend, good on me. She asked me about kids the other day. I swear to God, she said, can we have kids in 3 years? I said, honey, I don't know about that, but we can have fish and chips tonight. She's often asking me really tough questions. The other day, she asked me a hypothetical question. She said to me, would you stay with me if I was in a wheelchair? I said, is it an electric one? So I wouldn't mind to go on one of them. She also said, would you stay with me if I stabbed you? I said, honey, how deep? She's talking about moving, or she's gonna move in, but she's worried about moving. And she said to me the other day, look, there's no wardrobe space for me. I said, honey, don't worry. I'll leave my clothes on the floor. You are a great crown. Don't ever forget that. And we are living in a great country, and we're being secured by our Prime Minister with the war in Iraq's helping us be more secure, apparently. I was worried myself for a while, because people are saying the war in Iraq makes Australia less secure. And John said, no, it doesn't, because Al-Qaeda didn't care about Iraq. And then he also said, if we leave Iraq, it means Al-Qaeda have won. I'm confused. Now, John, our Prime Minister's a guy who doesn't want gay marriages, but he wants to cop it both ways himself. You've been great. I think I'm about finished. Good on me. Thanks for having me. Thank you, Australia. Thank you, the world.
I warn you right up front, I have a tendency to swear. I don't think that's cool, you know. I don't feel fucking good about it. I don't think it's right, you know. I think it makes you look ignorant, and it's a habit that I have. It's a bad habit. I'd like to quit. It's not easy to quit. It's a weird thing, you know, because there's no program. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you have a drug problem, they have an NA, or if you have a drinking problem, there's an AA, but there's no fucking A for me to go. Have a fellowship and a cup of coffee. Get a few phone numbers. Just turned 40. One day you're a young man, you're vital, you have plans and information. Next day, boom, old man, brand new vocabulary. You got new words you're using. Ointment. Ointment, why'd you say ointment, dude? Because I needed one. Why? Because I was sore. Sore from what? How about this? Fucking sleeping wrong. From sleeping wrong! My dad used to say that bullshit all the time. Be like, I slept wrong. I'd be like, dude, how do you fuck that up? That's just a lay down thing, man. You just lay down. It's just lay down. They didn't even put instructions on a bed. That's how simple it is. You lay down. I want to be a rock star. I don't think that's gonna happen. 40, no band. That plan has some massive fucking holes in it. I just think that's the coolest thing you can do with your life, man. I think being a rock star is like the coolest thing. Because people that are rock stars, they rock. That's what they do. That's their job. But why don't you rock at work? I don't know why you don't. I mean, I don't know what you do for a living, but why not, when you're done with your job, why don't you, boosh, fire off a flashpot? Fire off a flashpot. Let people know you're done. Boosh, here's my report. Sometimes women, man, that's the women at a concert, sometimes they go crazy. They do stuff they wouldn't normally do. Fucking, how about that, they say? Look what I got for you. Sometimes a woman will take a panty, yeah, off, and then fire it on the stage. God, that's fantastic. That doesn't happen at anybody else's job. But that's awesome. Why can't that happen in regular life? Maybe you're in a Starbucks and dude kicks down an awesome latte. Why don't you fire him a panty? Yeah. Let him know. Yeah. Nice job, dude. Next time you come in there, fucking latte hot waiting. Finally, I have this beautiful baby girl. Her name is True, and she's 2. She's made out of goo. She makes me nervous because she's cooler than me. She's, she's younger. She's gonna be cooler than me. And I'm not really famous or anything, and I'm afraid she's not gonna understand what I do for a living. And then I'll come by her room when she's like 5, and she'll be explaining to a friend, "Yeah, I think he's a clown." But I thought I could influence her, so when making a music choice for her as a child, I didn't want to go the typical children's music route. There was not gonna be any fucking wheels on the bus at my house. No Itsy Bitsy Spider. No Where is Thumpkin? Do you know that one? It comes with a little hand play that you have to perform, you know? Where is Thumpkin? Where is Thumpkin? Here I am. Oh, fucking no. No. I picked the music. I thought I'd start off with something awesome, something classic, something smart, something legendary, something that's gonna last, something that means something. Little Black Sabbath. And what I found out is babies hate Black Sabbath. It makes them cry. They don't like it. And what I found out furthermore is babies love Thumpkin. They love it. If you were a room full of babies right now and I said, "Where is Thumpkin? Where is Thumpkin?" took the mic and held it out here, you know what you would say? "Here I am!" And I'd be like, "How are you today, sir?" And then you would divide the room in half. "Very well, I thank you." And then you would throw a diaper up on stage. My name's Greg Behrendt. Thank you all very much. Thanks.
Hey, it is indeed me, Rob Deering. Thanks very much, yeah. Just a casual walk on stage there from me. Don't know if you noticed that in particular, but yeah, I think it went pretty well. That's good. Big question on everybody's lips. It's probably when, oh when, will the Queen die? Well, it's probably going to be another 70, 80 years, but that's got to be a week off work right there, hasn't it? When, of course, you know, any of the old knackers from the royal family die, the media are very respectful. I've actually got here a copy of the newspaper The Guardian. This is from the day after the Queen Mother's funeral. Still can't believe she's gone. It was just such a shock, wasn't it? She was still so young. Don't you start, because I'll stop. No, this is the Guardian from the day after the funeral, and the coverage. The coverage in the paper on that day was in very good taste. You know, they went just kind of far enough, but not too far. I think it would have been inappropriate at that stage to go... Apologies to anyone who expected something more sophisticated. So I'd like to play some music. You in the mood for some music? Ladies and gentlemen, here it is. It's my guitar. Woo indeed. So who here likes a drink? Huh? Yeah, I love a drink myself. You know, and that's what this song's about. This song's about drinking, and it's called Drinking. Drinking, here we go. It makes you happy, but it makes you want to fight. Makes you think you're the only one that's right. Makes you think you're the best there is, for no good reason at all. Drinking! Oh, thanks. Thanks very much. Bit heavy, bit political, but you went for it. Nice. So, are there any very religious people in tonight? No. So you did a survey, did you? Yeah, check round. Yeah, no, all atheists. Or at the very least, agnostic. Well, this song I'm going to play, you know, whether you're secular, religious, doesn't matter, you'll enjoy this. Yeah, song's about religion, it's called Religion! Too late. Religion, here we go. It makes you happy, but it makes you want to fight. Makes you think you're the only one that's right. Makes you think you're the best there is, for no good reason at all. Religion! Let's take another look at this! Huh? I'm not doing very much. Good night.
How you going? Now, I just arrived in a taxi because I want to go drinking straight after the show. And I hadn't even sat my skinny ass on his cheap, sweaty, sticky vinyl seats, and the driver was giving me hassle, right? Hadn't even shut the door behind me. He says, "Do you mind not smoking in my taxi, mate?" I said, "Settle down, I'm not smoking." He goes, "Yeah, you got a cigarette in your mouth?" I said, "Yeah, I've got shoes on my feet, but I'm not fucking walking, am I, right? I don't mind sticking up for myself. Now, mobile phone companies are charging us a fortune for our text messages, and they're in touch with the culture. They know we're all sending them all the time. And what they're now doing, they sent me a letter saying if you want 10% of your bill paid by a major corporation, all you've got to do is allow that company to put their motif at the head of each text message that you send. Okay, so I think it's a fantastic idea. This girl just got rid of me. I'm not happy about the fact. I'm going to send her a text and it'll say, "Coca-Cola says, bad luck, bitch, I was banging your best friend anyway." So I've been drinking right through last night, and I was at the bar. You know when you're at the bar and you stick your hand in the pocket of an old pair of jeans and you find a scrunched up $20 note in there that you didn't expect? You go, "Great, I was having a fine time already," and it just got better right then. I felt fantastic. The bloke who was wearing the jeans at the time was not too fucking happy. Now, anybody here ever done poo in their own pants? The bloke put his hand up and then right back down really quick. See, I went and saw Mike Tyson fight Lennox Lewis about a year ago, right? Heavyweight title fight. It was in Memphis. Now, I'm on a plane and I got a tumultuous tummy at the best of times, and there's no fresh air can be put into an enclosed aircraft, all right? So you're breathing in bum, breath and BO combined by 400 passengers, and people claiming farts they did 3 countries ago, right? The second I'm eating airline food and my tummy's going gurgly, and I get up, and the second to last stop before I hit Memphis is Dallas. Now, it's a 5-hour stopover at Dallas and my luggage is in the hold. So I'm trying to kill time at Dallas Airport. And I'm wandering around and my tummy starts bubbling and growling, and I think, right, I'll go to the chemist and I'll get something to prevent what could possibly take place, and it might be a disaster, right? So I'm strolling around the chemist and I'm looking for Imodium. Do you know that product, Imodium? It sort of binds up your tum-tum, and just in case there's trouble, right? And I couldn't find any Imodium, and I didn't want to ask the guy behind the counter because he'll hear my accent. He'll want to start talking about the crocodile hunter. I don't need that right now, okay? And I thought what I'll do to buy some time is I'll do what my mum would call a fluff. You know the old double bubble fluff? Sometimes your mum would come in, she's like stirring the gravy, she's got the roast dinner happening, she's got the apron on, she steps into the lounge, she watches a bit of Benny Hill. Some lady with big boobs walks up the flight of steps with some jelly and a plate, right? She laughs harder than she thought she was going to, bup, like 2 little fluffs, right? You're holding your peenie through your jammies because a couple of droplets have come out and you're worried it'll get worse, okay? Then your mum laughs even harder. She sees Benny Hill with a hose behind a tree, looks like he's doing wee, bup, right? And then she laughs even harder. The dogs haven't got facial muscles to smile, but you're sure it's fucking smirking, right? She does another couple. Your dad's grabbed the tea towel off her. He's going, for crying out loud, woman, what's happening here? Right? So I'm in the Dallas airport. One person clapping. Thanks, Mum. She's in the house now. I'm in the Dallas airport chemist shop, and I'm looking for an American version of Imodium, and I'm about to do a double bubble fluff, right? And you know that it's fantastic when you're about to do one, but you know no one else has got any idea, right? You know that thing where you see someone walk into one you did about a minute ago, 2 aisles away in the same shop? I saw an old lady like that, like someone had... She started bruising immediately, and so I've got the look on my face which you have if you know you're going to sneak one out, but no one else is aware, right? And I think the look was pretty chuffed with myself, pretty proud. I think I was like that, going... like that. And then I sort of miscalculated the muscle combination required to do just the 2 bubbles, and my face went from cool to like that, right? Like Macaulay Culkin in Home Alone, right? And so what had actually happened, I'd completely filled my slacks with shit, okay? And so I think, what am I going to do, right? And I see like an airport underpants shop. It's like a lingerie shop straight across the road from the chemist one, right? And so I rush. Well, when I say I rush, as much as you can rush while you're clenching and trying to disguise the sweat and the tears at the same time, right? And so I go across, and there's all these like elaborate pairs of expensive ladies' luscious lingerie on display. But for men, there's just like a 5-pack of primary coloured undies like a jockey would wear at the weigh-in, right? It's like red, blue, yellow, green, like the Wiggles done a strip show and just fucked right off, okay? So I purchased the 5-pack of, Nana Gift underpants, and I'm about to get out of the shop. I step over the threshold, and those little sort of waist-high sort of security things start going, and I thought, oh, fuck, I don't need this right now, okay? And this little security guard comes running up, and he's got the puffer jacket, and he sort of looks at me as if like I should be afraid, but just be cool, because he's like one of the nicer ones. And he says, I won't do the American accent because I can't, but he goes, listen, sir, either you can wait 45 minutes and fill out some forms and the police will arrive and they'll sort everything out, or you can just let me frisk you on the spot right now. I said, go for it, buddy, okay? Now, so he kneels down before me and he starts feeling my ankles like that, and he's talking while he's moving, and he's moving up to my knees and he's talking. He's looking at me to say, I'm not gay, I'm not sure if you are, but even if I was, I wouldn't chat you up right here, it's too obvious. And he gets up to sort of this area and he asks me to lift my arms and that. And then he says, if you just don't mind turning around for a minute, okay? So I've turned around like that. And he's talking and moving and moving and talking, and he's slowly coming up and he's asking where I'm going and where I've been. He gets to here and everything goes silent as if God has pressed pause on the whole fucking world. I go, are you right, mate? He goes, get out of my fucking sight. Now, there's no real punchline to this story, but I feel like it's therapy, and I appreciate you people for letting me say my sad story. Mum up there, she's proud as punch. I've pooed my pants and told people I've never met before all about it. Thanks, I appreciate it. Now, believe it or not, this girl that I was seeing, I referred to earlier with the text message, this girl I was seeing, she gave me the boot, and just one word of advice, if I may, to the men, and that is, if you're like seeing a girl, you're living with her and you have been for some time, if at some stage she begins to speak about her biological clock ticking, right, do not, in any tone of voice, ask if it's got a snooze button, okay? Now, she won't... You're laughing now, ladies. You won't be if that happens, all right? I've unfortunately learned it the hard way. Now, there's a lot of lessons I learned. I learned that living with a woman is exactly like an onion. Now, let me finish myself. Let me explain everything here before you start throwing knives, all right? Just like an onion will shed its skin one layer at a time, I discovered so will a woman unveil new parts of her personality as each week goes along in your relationship. And either way, I discovered it stings your fucking eyes, all right? Now, I may be wrong, but I reckon women spend more time thinking about what men are thinking than men spend thinking about anything at all right? Drinking, yep. Shagging, yep. Anything else, shut up. I'm trying to sleep in front of the football, please. Thank you very much. Good night.
All right, thank you. Thanks a lot. How's it going? Great. It's nice to be here. I'm at that age where everybody I know is getting married. Let me ask you a question. Why the hell do people keep getting married? You know what I mean? Isn't anybody looking at the stats? You know what I mean? 3 out of 4 marriages go right down the shitter, right? If you were going skydiving and they told you 3 out of 4 parachutes weren't gonna open, you'd be like, yo, fuck that, I'm not going. Like, I don't like those odds. I have a 75% chance of splatting on the ground. But there's something about getting married. People just have to do it, right? They're just like, is this the line to lose half my shit? Awesome. This is gonna be great. No, I'm just kidding. I love women. I'm just not compatible with them. No, they got too much energy for me. You notice I said they always have to be doing something. You know, like they can't like take a day off, you know? You can't have a day off when you have a girlfriend. They just like see that open day. They're like, oh my God, let's fucking fill it up with shit. They just come at you with like one horrible idea after another. They have the worst ideas. They do. You ever get to this one, they'll be like, you want to go to brunch? You want to go to brunch on Sunday? And inside you're like, fucking no. But you can't say that. You got to keep her happy, right? So what do? You agree? Yeah, let's go to brunch. What a great idea. Why would you want to sleep in on a Sunday when you can go pay $52 for eggs? Now you're thinking. Then we can sit around and listen to your friends have moronic conversations about the eggs, you know, like, is that pesto? Is that pesto in your omelet? Oh, it's asparagus. It's asparagus. I thought it was pesto. I was dating this girl recently. She was like really into like women's issues, you know? Because women always go on TV, you know, they say all they want is to be treated exactly like guys. But if you listen to them, they don't. All they want is the good shit of being a guy. They're cherry picking. They look at a guy's life like it's like a buffet, right? Like you just can start picking out stuff, like same amount an hour, we'll take some of that. Pay for the movie, fuck that. You can keep that one, I don't like that one. This is nice, that's yucky, that's icky. Hey, come on, people, you can't choose. This girl gives me shit. She goes, well, why does a guy make more an hour to do the exact same job? I go, I'll tell you why. Because in the unlikely event that we're both on a Titanic and it starts to sink, for some fucked up reason, you get to leave with the kids and I have to stay. That's why I get the $1 more an hour. No, it's a $1 an hour surcharge. You hear a bump in the night, I gotta go check it out. Like, yes, he does have a knife. Anytime there's a hostage situation, who do they negotiate for? Well, at least let the women and children go. Well, what about me? You think I want to stay in the vault? Those 20 other sweaty guys sharing a bag of peanuts, you know? Praying to God I'm not the hostage who gets dragged out by the psycho with a gun to my head as he's asking the cops for a helicopter, which I know he's not going to get, right? I know he's not getting the helicopter. So now I got to make idle conversation with the 38 to my head going, dude, go for a rent-a-car. I think you should go for the rent-a-car. See what I'm saying? Where are all those feminists then? You can't find them. There are no feminists in a house fire. You can take the most hardcore feminist, you know, some chick right in your face, you chauvinistic son of a bitch, you know, little short, little haircut, you know. Second those flames break out, she'll twist those little hairs into pigtails. Oh, I'm just a girl. I want to go play jump rope. No, that's why I hated that movie, the Titanic. Every girl I meet thinks that movie's romantic. It's irritating. I think that was really romantic, don't you think? It's like, no! It's a fucking horror film. And they're always like, why? I'm like, because all the guys die. See, you're watching it trying to relate, going, who would I be? You'd be that chick floating away in the big piece of luggage, right? I'm watching it going, who would I be? I'd be that dude when, like, the boat breaks in half, that dude who, like, falls straight down and bangs off the shit and goes in the water. That's who I'd be. I'd be wearing a tuxedo, not because I wanted to, but you wanted to dress up that night, right? I'd be falling the whole way down going, I should have fucked that chick in first class. All right, listen, I'm out of time. You guys are a lot of fun. Thank you very much. Good night.
Thank you. I'm an American, and so that means it's all my fault. Yeah, I live in London because I have this thing that Americans are not used to. It's called a passport, and allows me to travel. So I'm in London, and this woman was talking to me, and she finally goes, well, are you really an American? I go, yeah. She goes, really? No, you know, when I was traveling Europe and I was looking for an accent I could put on, you know, to endear me in the locals, and considering the situation in the world right now, I know, American accent, that'll help, yeah. A friend of mine one time goes, you really hate Bush. I go, I have major issues with George W. Bush, you know? And he's like, well, obviously, who doesn't? And then he goes the other end of it. Well, you must have liked Bill Clinton. You must really like that guy, huh? No, I hated him. The man was in office for 8 years. The only thing the world and history is ever going to remember him for is getting a blowjob from a fat chick who couldn't wash her fucking dress for 2 years. I always get the, are you Canadian? And of course, if you ask any American that, they go, no, and that's the end of it. They just let it go. No, I'm not, no, yeah. You go to a Canadian, hey, you an American? No, fucking... The only time they have any national pride is when they get mistook for Americans outside the borders of their own country. They're Canadians, for Christ's sakes. What do they got to be worried about, you know? They're cute people, their money's crap, they're Mexicans with sweaters. That's what they are. Canada's job is to protect America from ICE. That's why they're there. Have an amazing insulating quality, these people. Always giving Americans crap till they need something, and they're banging on the back door with, sorry. Yeah, we was wondering if, wait a minute. Shut up, I'm asking, all right? We was wondering, could we have like a missile or something? Not too threatening. I figure give Canadians all the missiles and guns they want. Who are they gonna attack? America? Jesus. I'm pretty certain we could talk them out of the air with the promise of cold beer and a woman with no facial hair. Yeah, but our country's full of natural resources, Dave. Yeah, well, it wouldn't be if you would build something now and then. 2 roads in a building don't constitute civilization. That would be Australia. Oh, sorry. There, take that home. There you go. But I like coming to places like this in the UK and whatnot, because I like drinking, and you guys do too, you know? You guys hammer booze, by the way. Wow. I mean, you know, I'm spending a lot of time in the UK and London, and people love drinking there, but you drink. And I drink. I have a couple beers every day. You go back to the States, you confess that. You're like, you drink, Dave? I go, yeah, I have a couple beers every day. Suddenly the doors are locked down. All your friends show up to start hugging you for an intervention. You'll be okay. Stop it. What's wrong? Did your dad touch you in the shower? Is that why you're drinking? What is your issue? What's your issue, Dave? Well, my issue right now is you're between me and my beer. And women are no slouches either, man. I've seen some girls power some booze down in the last couple of days here. Yeah, drinking those little bottled, fruity kind of, you know, ugh. Yeah, those things, oh my God, you know? I hate those little slutty, bottled, slut fun things. The girls are drinking those, they're taking that attitude of like, ooh, I don't want to taste the alcohol, I just want to blame it later. Which is so brilliant, you know, because women are all lined up for the perfect excuse when their flatmate walks in at 3 o'clock in the morning and finds them cracked over a kitchen table with a peach delivery guy behind him trying to work off the change. Yeah. Oh, yeah. You know, they look up and go, oh, hi, Cindy. Oh, my God. I am so drunk right now. Thanks a lot. You've been very nice. Enjoy the rest.
How you going, Australia, right? Oh, it's nice to be here in your wonderful country. I love your country. A couple of things I don't get, though. What's with the sheep jokes? Wherever you are in Australia, as soon as they find out you're a Kiwi, first thing they do, meh. 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 Everywhere you go, meh. I'm like, stop. Just stop. Yeah, stop. Listen, buddy, you're making me horny. Stop. Around constant hard-on for this town. I mean, oh my God. True, so I was in a bar in St Kilda there the other day, just buying a man. Yeah, exactly. Just minding my own business in a bar in St Kilda, and I was having a schooner, which apparently is Australian for beer. And just down there, and this sort of Aussie bloke comes up to me going, "Say, mate." "Where are you from?" "Oh, man, I'm a Kiwi from New Zealand." He went, "Oh, yeah? Oh, yeah?" Called out to his missus. He went, "Hey, Shell! Abbo fella here because he's Kiwi." I swear to God this is true. She went, "Sheep shagger?" I said, "I beg your pardon, madam." She went, well, you're a Kiwi, aren't you?" I went, "Yeah." She goes, "Oh, you blokes shag sheep, don't you?" I went, "Oh, yeah, I forgot about that, yeah." "No, we do, yeah. Every kid in New Zealand gets given a sheep at 13 years old and we shag its ass for 3 years. We export it to Australia and you bastards eat it." Yeah. Think about that the next time the gravy's running down your chin. War on terrorism still going on. That's some bad shit there, isn't it? The war on terrorism, that's bad. I'm doing my own little bit there to fight the war on terrorism. I got me a job as an anthrax sniffer dog. No, seriously, it's my job to go around to all the nightclubs in the world and sniff up any suspicious white powder I might find. Haven't found any anthrax yet, but fuck, only 2 sleeps till Christmas. You guys are doing your bit there, a little bit there to fight the war on terrorism, aren't you? You know, when the Afghanistan thing all blew up, you guys sent off a couple of ships and some helicopters and some planes and 700 troops to fight the war on terrorism. What did New Zealand send? 14 soldiers in 2 canoes, armed with 10 guitars. We're going to sing those bastards to death. I mean, we wanted to send more, but our government don't believe in the army anymore. They cut the funding for the army, you see, because they're all going, "Well, what do we need an army for? Who's going to attack us? We don't need an army." I'll tell you why we need an army, people. Because 90% of the people who join the army join because of the career opportunities the army gives you. So if you want to be an engineer, be an engineer. You want to be a tech drawer, be a tech drawer. If you want to drive a school bus, shit, practice in a tank, right? Now, the other 10% of the people who join the army join because they want to kill people. Now, call me a fuckwit, but those people should have somewhere to go. Put them in a nice green uniform where we can all see them. Better that than driving a cab. How many people out there got kids? Kids go, yeah? Yeah? Teenage kids? Teenage kids, man. Well, kids, all kids today. Whinging little bitches, aren't they? "Oh, whinger, I don't want to play with my PlayStation. I don't want to play with my Xbox. I'm bored." You're not bored, you're spoiled, you little bitch. Seriously, we didn't have any fancy toys when I was growing up. We didn't get any PlayStations or Xboxes when I was growing up. All we got for Christmas every goddamn year was a stick. That was it. Every year for 13 years, open up a present, oh shit, it's another stick. Dad would always say the same. "It's not any ordinary stick, boy. That's a brand new stick. Man had to work hard all year to get you that stick. Now use your imagination." And that's all we used to do. We used to use our imaginations because we were imaginative kids back then. One year that stick was a machine gun. Next year that stick was a cricket bat. Shit, I got so good I used to imagine that thing was a bike and ride that sucker to school. All the other kids used to tease me, "Oh, look at our back teeth. He's riding his stick, he thinks it's a bike." I got the last laugh that day. Because that day I wasn't imagining I was on a bike, I was imagining I was on that fucker's girlfriend. That's what I was imagining. I fucked that line up, didn't I? But they can edit that out. Yes, boy. Kids today are soft, aren't they? They're just soft, these kids today. You see them running around every time they fall over. They're like, "I need a Band-Aid. I need some Savlon." Shit. When I was riding my... Whenever I used to fall off my stick, I never used to run home crying to Mum. Ever used to run home crying. Not because she didn't love us, because we didn't have any Savlon. All we had for cuts and bruises when I was growing up was Dettol. Same shit you used to clean the toilet. Seriously, graze your knee, Dettol. Cut your elbow, Dettol. Got a toothache, drink some fucking Dettol. I remember, this is a true story. I remember one time I was riding my stick to school, right? And I was talking to my friend, as you do, right? And I was just running, blah, 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 and I turned around, bam! Rode straight into a lamppost, cut my forehead right open, right? I went home to get a Band-Aid, but we didn't have any Band-Aids. Oh, no, you know what Mum did? She stuck one of them surfboard Tampaxes on my head, tied it off round the back of my head, and went, get off to school. By the time I got to school, the blood had soaked through, looked like a map of Japan, I looked like a fucking kamikaze pilot. Kids today, you notice about kids today? Kids today are always answering back, you notice that? I went round to my friend's house the other day, right? Where, you know, and his 10-year-old boy was not only answering him back, he was swearing at him. I said to my mum, hey, what the fuck you let the kid talk to you like that for? And he's one of those new age parents, right? He's sitting there going, well, how do you stop them? I said, well, you can start by punching a little fucker in the throat. Oh, I'm not suggesting he do that. All I'm saying is it's very hard to talk back when your voice box is jammed hard up against the back of your neck. The only sound that comes out is... And let that be a lesson to you, little shit. Because we never used to answer back when we were growing up, did we? No one ever used to answer back when we were growing up. Why not? Because there was a world of fucking pain waiting for you, wasn't there? Remember your childhood punishments? Remember the wooden spoon? Everyone's favourite punishment, wasn't it? Because it didn't hurt. Whenever you're in trouble with Mum, you just go, not the wooden spoon! It'd be like a light would go off in her head. She'd go, aha! She'd come back with a wooden spoon, start lashing you. You sorry, you sorry, you sorry. I'm sorry, I'm sorry, you sorry, you sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. As soon as you walk out of the room. Remember when the wooden spoon used to break? Remember that? She'd be lashing your ass and it just breaks, so you just start laughing. You're like, and then Mum would start laughing. So you'd laugh loud. And she'd get pissed off and pull out that kettle cord. That sucker used to sing, didn't it? Who remembers the leather belt? Remember that? I'll take my belt. Remember the leather belt? Who remembers the baseball bat on the head? Remember that one? Who remembers the electrodes on the nuts? Remember that one? Oh, shit, just me. Hey, you guys have been great. Thanks very much, Australia.
Thank you. Thank you. It's great to be in Australia. It's my first time here. My dad's English, my mom's crazy, and they did a lot of drugs, a lot of acid, so we used to go on family trips together without ever leaving home. I don't have childhood memories, I have flashbacks, so I'm having one right now. But, you know, the one thing I love about the English is I love the way the Americans were in therapy for everything. You know, everyone's in therapy or on antidepressants. English people, you know, no matter how hard life is, they always keep the stiff upper lip. They're always like, well, my entire family was brutally murdered about a half an hour ago, but one goes on, you know. Good morning. But, you know, they've got weird serial killers, like, you know, Jack the Ripper. You know, Americans, we just kill randomly because we have so many guns. You know, but English people, you know, they always have that sick, evil, devious mind. You know, they're always like, when I was walking down the street and I didn't like the way she looked at me, did I? So I took a pen and I poked both her eyes out. Oh, yeah. And then she was sort of flailing about her blindness, and I happened to have a pair of gardening shears in my pocket. So I cut her tongue out and I wrote in blood, "Who's looking funny at me now?" Oh, I did. I'm gonna miss my sister. So anyway, I recently gave up a lot of things that were bad for my body. You know, yoga, antidepressants, my marriage. And I started taking something 100% natural. It's called a younger lover. Very addictive, though. And I'm telling you, and it's traumatizing having sex for the first time. I mean, I really think women like having sex more than men, but we can never admit it. We always have to act above it all. You know, you go out on a date, it's like, no, I'm working on myself. I'm trying to figure out who I am and what's right for me. And all you're thinking is, hope he's got a big schlong, because it's been so long. You know, so anyway, we get back to his place. I put my hair on the pillow like it just like fell there, and I'm, smelling my breath, my armpit, keeping that layer of stomach fat in, I was like, he comes out, he's like, what were you doing? He's like, no, I was just relaxing. And then he says to me, I was wondering if maybe you get on top of me. I'm like, oh, yeah, great. And I'm thinking, oh, no, now the illusion's going to be completely destroyed. My stomach's going to hang over my vagina. And then my legs are going to buckle under, because they told me I worked out, but that was a lie. So I'm like, oh, yeah, this is really good. Then my hair's starting to reach into the cosmos. I'm getting, like, raccoon eye. Looks like some deranged porno slut. And then his penis, instead of going up like this, it goes like that. You ever see one of those? I'm like, what is that? I'm like, oh, I guess I'll go down a different road. And then it starts shrinking. It starts like I'm like, wait, come back. It starts to get like a cashew nut, but smaller, And I know it's hard on you guys when it disappears, but you don't know what we're going through. Every insecurity is coming up. I'm like, oh my God, is it my legs? Is it my hair? Is it my eyes? Oh no, I know what it is. He must notice both tits aren't the same size. One is a little bit bigger than the other, okay? But there's a reason for that, because I'm always blow drying my hair straight, so I can actually enjoy this experience. Welcome to my world. Anyway, you guys have been great. That's my time. Thanks so much. Good night.
Hello, my crazy friends. I'm in a great mood this evening. I left home. One of my kids put me in a great mood. As I walked out the door, he had his hands tucked on his pajamas like this. How kids do that. And he's running around the house going... I'm thinking, hey, you're making me so proud. I go... And I said, Ned, buddy, Ned, where are your hands, man? Where are your hands? He's got old David Copperfield. He's going... He's 22. Oh, dearie me. We had a good summer. We've just come to the end of an excellent summer. We've had a good summer, haven't we? Yeah. Mind you, we are in Melbourne, so it's just the one day, but it was a beauty. I thought I might chase the sun this year, though, so I thought I'd chuck the family in the car and drive them across the Nullarbor to Perth, from Melbourne to Perth. Some 3,000 k's. If you're thinking of chucking your car in the car and going across the Nullarbor, fucking don't. Day one, pretty good in the car. Hey, this is great. Whoa, mountains, beautiful kitties. Look at it, fantastic. Ooh, cows. Hey, kids. This is great. Day two. Kids, a tree. That was great. Day three. Oh, come on. Something frickin' happened. Someone come the other way, that'll be good. At least I can do this. A kangaroo jumped out, I'm thinking, oh, I'm going to have to hit that. I've forgotten how to turn my car. Finally, I see a corner. Yes, a corner. You beauty. Here it comes, kids. Here it comes. Around we go now. Around we go. Fucking mirage. I get to Perth, and it's a beautiful place, Perth, but man, they get some hot days, You get those sort of days where you walk out the door and you just go, oh, bullshit. You run to your car like it's pouring with rain, going, oh. And I thought to myself, hey, let's go to the beach. Got some mates, let's go to the beach. So I'm thinking to myself, it's 43 degrees. No one else would have thought to do that today, no way. We love our beaches, don't we? I love how we've developed our beach culture. We've developed, like the Iron Man thing started here, I think. I felt sorry for the Iron Man because I think they were the first to discover the after-race interview, I felt sorry for them because they'd run, they'd swimming, they'd swim hard, they'd paddle, they'd run on soft sand. They cross the line, there's a guy with a microphone right there going, okay, how do you feel? All they ever got was a big guy going... Oh, man, I'm fucked. It's hard, though, with the sun being so hot, the hole in the ozone layer, we've got to be careful. It's hard. I've got kids. It's hard taking them to the beach. When I was a kiddie, you're dashing out the door and your mother go, Peter, come back. Come back. It's 40 degrees. You'll get burned out there. Come back inside. Sun cream must go on. Come back, Peter. Come back. All right, out you go. Somehow that bit of zinc seemed to cover everything,
But now I go, kids, come on, kids. Hey, we'll go to the beach, but come here first. Come on, it's 23 degrees out there. Come on. There's some 50 plus. Come on. All right. I know it stings. Bad luck. Okay, there you go. All right, here's a 1920s bathing costume. Put that baby on, all right? There's some rubber shoes for the syringes. Okay, that's fantastic. There's a sombrero. There's a few scarves and some rubber gloves. Have some fun in the sun. Off you go. It's too hard. So I look for other activities to do now, you know, so I take them to amusement parks a lot. And I took them on the dodgem cars. I was in the queue for quite a while. And I'm sitting there thinking, oh, this is quite a good idea, dodgem cars. You know, petrol was about $1 a litre. I thought, okay, let's hang chicken wire right across Australia. Electrify that baby, cruise around dodgem cars the rest of our lives. Imagine P-cow going, get fucked, dickhead. Don't scare me, taxi, get out! You know, you're on a country road overtaking a truck, head on! Whoa! Sorry. A few disadvantages though, you're cruising home from work, you're mucking around on the way home, going, what are you doing? Oh. All of a sudden you find yourself up against a freeway wall going, what is wrong? This stupid bloody thing. Some really big guy's gonna jump on the back of your car in the middle of nowhere going, come on, turn that wheel to the right way. Right way, no bumper. They made me go on a ride called the Gravitron. It's the ultimate sickie ride, you know? You know, when I was a kid, I was on it, to describe the ride, it starts to spin around. Shim, 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 shim. Face is gently peeling back at this stage, and nice sensations that help to talk to your kids. Oh, it's wicked, it's wicked. The floor drops away, your jeans have gone. Girls who've got dresses on are in serious, serious trouble. Because the dresses are lift up, exposing a large pair of old netball undies. Remember those big cotton tails, they go all the way to there. All the desperate guys are pinned against the wall trying to take a peek at the undies going... And I had the audacity as a young kiddie to throw up on that ride. Whilst it was in motion. Not a good idea. I was there, the best friend Steve, thinking to myself, I shouldn't have the thick shake, that was stupid. Toffee apple stupid. That sausage with the batter on the stick. What the hell was that thing? And I've gone... Steve, mate. I feel shit house. So I'm gonna be sick. Steve's gone. But I gotta help, but I'm gonna be sick. And it kind of hung in space for a while. Then it's gone. Not a drop. Too much, everyone. Thanks for your time.
Thanks very much, ladies and gentlemen. It's very nice to be here. It's a great country, Australia. Big historical cock-up that we sent all the convicts here. We're all left shivering in England. We should have given them the keys to England. Everybody else come over here going, and don't do it again, all right? We'll be back in 200 years to beat you at cricket. See ya. My girlfriend's from Melbourne. It's very nice. Nice to be in love. You know, it's nice to fall in love. See a girl across a crowded room, your eyes meet, you think, wow, you and me, eh? We could have some great rows. I can make you the unhappiest woman alive. What do you say? It's nice to know that there's somebody special out there who one day will want to involve you in very expensive legal problems, don't you think? But we like women, don't we, fellas? We like women? Yes! Well done. I was like a choir. Because you know things. You've got life skills that men don't have. You know washing machine labels and recipe book measurements. You know, women know... You know what a tub of Esper is. See, a little bit of superiority in the room there. You know, a knob of butter. You know, when I read that, I think to myself, that's a lot of bloody butter. I may well not have enough butter in the house. And you can multitask as well. Women, can't you?
Maybe we can, maybe we can't.
You can multitask. The other day, my girlfriend managed to have a conversation with me, put her lipstick on in the rearview mirror, and crash the car all at the same time. How good's that? Anyone who says a man can't multitask has obviously never seen a drunk bloke walking home and having a piss at the same time. Hey? Whilst texting. Just leaving work now, love. Got a little bit delayed. We're getting obsessed with health, don't you think? You know, even me, I bought myself an exercise bike recently because, well, I want somewhere to hang me clothes in a couple of weeks, you know? It's women's magazines. They have all these mad claims on the front of the mag, like, you know, change your curtains and lose weight. You know, drive your man wild in the bedroom, hide his slippers. That kind of stuff. Pubic topiary, I was reading about. Hello? It's women going on holiday because you like to tidy yourself up, don't you? Hello? You know, well, there's two types of women. There's those that don't. There's those that go, no, I like being au natural. You know, I like the fact my legs have got sideburns. That's me look. They're the women you always get stuck behind doing laps in the swimming pool. It's the longest 50 metres of your life, that. What the bloody hell's that in front of me? Is it a hobbit? Move over, Frodo, I'm coming through. My God, she shouldn't wax, she should whippersnipper, that lady. A small child could get his leg caught in that, be dragged to the bottom. You know? Then there's the women that go, no, you know, I want the snatch wax, that's what I want. Yes, you heard me correctly. I know that's not the name, but it bloody well should be. It's got the ring to it, hasn't it? You know, go to the beauticians, I'm going on my holidays, I require the snatch wax, please. Yes, hot wax as close to me genitals as you can get it. Yes, I require the 2 lines of braille left at the top of the inner thigh. That looks like braille, doesn't it? That, No, it doesn't, Jack. You know, the chickeny skin stuff that's left at the side. Come on, you know what I'm talking about. You know, you get blind blokes on the beach going, oh, your name's Julie. You know. Thanks for listening to me, folks. Have a great night.
How about that, they say?
Singe, not singe. There's a big difference between a singe and a singe.
Yes, he does have a knife.
You got kids? No, they're not just for Christmas, are they?
We just wondered, can we have like a missile or something?
Apologies to anyone who expected something more sophisticated.